Hello friends, and welcome back to America 737 project. And today we have a very pending video with a whole lot of updates, and as you can see here, we have been making some progress throughout this month. And I do apologize for not making very frequent videos, but I did had a lot going on, as you guys can see here. Okay, so we finally started working in the MCP and trying to put some of the stuff together. And let me go ahead and zoom in here. As you guys can see, we've got our CD unit temporarily placed down there. We'll get closer to it in a minute. We've got our site tech equipment over here. And as you guys can see, we also have the MCP over here, remote control panel, and we have our MIP furniture starting to get built. And as you guys also can see, there's a whole lot of equipment down there, soldering iron, got a power supply from a computer that I'm using to provide additional power to the LED displays, 7 segments. We got some wiring over here, and we have a lot of things going on, so we'll get deeper into it. Just so you guys can see, our remote control panel is getting the readings directly from our simulator, and everything is working just perfect. There's still some other stuff to be done, but we'll get to that in just a minute. And also, I wanted to show you guys that I kind of have to make an enclosure over here because we got our friend Aria, who apparently loves flight simulators. So I had to keep it safe from her and her safe from the wiring. So excuse my mess here with all this fencing going on. That is a temporary thing, as once I have finished building this, I plan on having an actual wall and an enclosed simulator, but that's going to be a few months ahead, not right now. So let's jump in closer, guys. Okay, so as we can see here, we have our course on the FO side, vertical speed, which is off right now, but there you go. We got positive values, and we can also display negative values. We got our altitude set right now for 1000, and I have to work on the coding so I can get rid of the leading 0 here on the left hand side. It should only show 1000, not 1000. Of course, that's gone once you pass through the 10,000 altitude, but I still need to work on the coding to remove that 0 from there. We've got our heading set to 024, airspeed at 100, and CA side course. So as we check here, all those values are correct. So far, let me get seated here and I'll show you guys what I have working. Oh, also our CDU, which I already featured in a video before. It's a flight deck solution CDU, and this one on top here, as you guys can see, it's a homemade MCP. Not the best, but I'm quite pleased with its quality. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you guys. These bottoms over here, none of this is coded just yet. They do have lights and everything, but I might actually be working on that later on today. So far, I only have coded the 7 segment displays and the selector knobs. And additionally, I coded last night the flight director on off switch on the captain side. I have not done the one on the FO side, and also the indicating light here for the main flight director. So if and actually the simulator is not set, So we'll see if it will allow me to select the flight director. I think it does. So let's go ahead and select here. There you go. And as you guys can see, the main comes up. And once we select up here, there you go. Perfect. Okay, so we have course. We have airspeed. And we have our heading. 0, and we have our altitude. Vertical speed, which I already showed you guys, and the FO course. Okay, so that is what I've been doing with the MCP. Again, all 7 segment displays are working, and all the selector knobs, plus the flight director on the captain side and the MA on the captain side. As you guys can see, also I haven't touched anything on the keyboard, which is over there, nor have I touched the mouse up here. And let's check. We've got 150 on the course, speed 140, and heading 000. So we got 150, 140, and 030. Altitude also at 4,500. Altitude 4,500. Perfect. And I'm using the Zibo mod. And as you guys can see here, this is working perfectly. Can go ahead and request a cars 80s for KFLL, and let's go ahead and send VHF in progress. So it's been a lot of work, guys. Excuse, there's an airplane going by the house. It's actually been lots of work. Definitely I'm gonna be dedicating quite a few more hours to that, and I'm not sure yet. As I'm doing this video, I'm still thinking about it. What else can I get done within today and within the week? As of right now, the goals that I have set for the week, and again, this is all temporarily. There you go, we got the link back here with our 80s. See if we can get the camera to focus there. There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm gonna be working on a lot more today. Let me tell you guys what I'm planning to get done. I do have the panels that are gonna go here in the front, but I'll have to be cutting some wood and reshaping just to fit the monitors. So while that's been happening, actually that's not gonna be an immediate thing, because I want to perfect this first. I want to clean up the wiring, and I want to get the remaining buttons working before I move into the rest of the MIP. However, for the time being, as I'm using the simulator, I do want to get a monitor down here, which I already have. I'm going to be placing the monitor here, which I have to figure out how I'm going to hold it up, just so that I can get the captain sign, PFD and MFD working down here. This keyboard's going to come out. And again, that's just a temporary thing, but it's going to make it nicer for using the flight simulator. The overhead panel is set here on the side within those cardboards are protecting them. But that will be the very last thing. I need to get the MIP completed first. And And then eventually by the end of the month or maybe next month, I want to get a big screen that's going to go here for our main view. Then I have the IFIS, which I have to get both sides. I do have both plates, only one side is completed, the other one I still need to finish it up, but at least one's going to be running. Now for the CDU, I have these two pieces of wood here that are already cut at an angle here. This is cut, see if you can see it guys, at an angle and at an angle. They're too long, of course, I have to get them cut, but those two are going to be the covers for the front here. So one's going to go here with the angle cut down here, and the other one here, and that's going to be the enclosure for the front of the CDU bay. Now I do have this unit does come with original Zeus screws, as you can see here, but I don't know just yet if I'm gonna build a whole rail and make it a homemade rail. I do have two steel rods that I bought, you guys can see them there, and my thought was to solder those and drill them and then just create my own homemade what is that called, like the Zeus rail for the CDU bay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing that just yet. Most likely I've been thinking of an easier way to get around it. It's just measure the whole thing. As you guys can see, this unit has its own platform that can support it, so I'm considering the idea of making a wood base down here in such a way that once I place the CDU unit on top of it, it'll lay flat with the top of the CDU bay, and that'll make my life so much easier, and I think it'll look just about the same, but we'll see. I'm still considering that, not 100% sure. That is yet to be decided, or I might just do that as a temporary fix, probably within today or tomorrow. We'll see guys. If I do get it done today, I might add it at the end of the video. Anyways, as you guys can see, there's a whole mess here with the wiring. I've been redoing most of the wiring. I got a proto board here, which I moved most of the things that I had in this one to a printed circuit board, homemade, and let me see if I can get it to focus. As you guys can see there you go. Some stuff it's already been migrated to this board. I got some other circuit boards, smaller size one. This is probably going to be for working to work with the LEDs. This I might use them to work with the LEDs for both the overhead and the remaining LEDs here. So we'll see. I have shift registers, which is what I'm going to be using for that, with a SIM-VIN. And let me show you guys here. I made 3 of this, but I have quite a few more that I can make. This boards, let's see if I can get it to hold, to stay still there. There you go, that board there, it's a multiplexer. It can be used either for outputs or inputs, and you have up to 16 either outputs or inputs. So 16, it's a pretty good number, and you're only using 1 pin of your Arduino Mega on each one of these. They'll use 4 buses line, so I do have those lines added, and as you can see here, those are the 4 pins for the bus lines. They connect to the Arduino Mega only once, and then after that you are just using 1 additional pin for every multiplexer that converts that into 16 inputs or outputs. So a great thing to have. Again, hold on guys, seems like someone wanted to say hi. Hey Aria, what you doing? What you doing, baby girl? Sorry, she just wanted to say I'm here. She wanted to say hi. Anyways, it's a great thing to have. You're using only one pin on your Arduino Mega, and for each pin, as you can see, I have one connected here. That's the one with the displays, and I have 4 display boards running, and I only use 4 there, and 1 pin on the Arduino Mega. So a very good solution. I know it does look super messy, but it's a mess that I understand. And when I have everything done, I'm gonna start grouping those together, and that will look a lot more cleaner. And of course, this is all gonna be covered when I put the top layer here of the MIP panel. So be on the look for that. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get to work, and I'll be with you guys very soon. Okay guys, and we are back. I wanted to show you guys a little bit more that I got done today. So basically I installed this board over here, which it's supporting the CDU bay, and as you guys can see, the CDU bay has its own base, which lines up perfectly after taking some measurements. It lines up perfectly with the edge here. So that way I won't be needing to use a rail system. I have that other piece of wood there, which as mentioned before, that's going to go here, and it's going to close up this gap perfectly all the way here and going down. So now I've taken measurements, and we are perfectly fine to get another CDU over here and the monitor in the meter for the lower ECAM or lower ECAS on the 37. This is just temporarily here, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get a monitor here and connect the second computer. And today it will be the first time that I'm actually gonna run the CDU out of the second computer and not directly from the first computer or main computer. And also the primary flight display and navigation display will be running from the second computer. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and install the second computer here on the side, get all those connections done, change the IP address for the CDU and for the primary flight display, and try and get that set up. We'll be showing that at the end of this video. Anyway, in the meantime, I also wanted to take a minute to show you guys how this structure was assembled. Basically, the design is free and available over on the internet. I'm gonna see if I can find a website and add the link for the design of this MIP furniture. And thank you very much for the guy who made it and the efforts into this design. Pretty good. It's not, you know, millimetric like you would like it to be, or I mean, it's not an original Boeing part, but it will definitely do the job, and it's very solid. Anyways, as you guys will be able to see here on the side, I have 3 screws holding up here, 3 screws holding up there. Then on the inside I also have additional support, as you guys can see there, holding up those 2 here. And hold on, let me take this wire up here. And same here on the inner side, 1 brace here, another brace over there, 2 more braces, 2 more braces. So this is really solid. This also has screws here at the bottom, same over there, and this one has screws here on top, 1, 2 and 3, and same thing, it also has 2 support braces here. So each one of this structure, they all have screws going down, screws going up, and braces. Same here, there, screws going down here, and let me see if you guys can see it there. Screws going down, braces, and same on the other side. So anyway, let's go ahead and get the other monitor and the other computer connected, wire those up, fire up the main computer, change the IP addresses, and see if we can get the CDU and the flight displays working out of a second computer. That will leave the main computer dedicated only to run the graphics and the simulator itself. Okay guys, and now we have a full setup here, well, with as much as I can do for this next couple days, but pretty much I have the mode control panel here connected and working. Again, only the stuff that it's coded, but the main and more important stuff. Then we have the CDU working down here. Now we have two computers. The main computer is running all the electronics, so like the MCP and the CDU interface, not the screen, just the interface for the keys. And then it's going to be running the visuals, which right now I only have this monitor with a virtual cockpit, but ideally we're going to have one big screen here, and then one on the side, one on the other side. I'm planning on using 360 or 65 inches TV for that, and then we're also going to have a post here in the middle, which is going to come from the front, go up, and the overhead is going to be placed on it. And then the second computer is running the CDU as a monitor only for the screen, and this other screen in here, which right now it's using ZHSI, which it's not available anymore. I have the older version of it. I know there's a newer one, but it's been removed from the online because someone used it for commercial purposes. So anyway, I only have one of the older versions until I can get a full software suite for it. Still trying to figure out which one I'm gonna use. Time will tell, but anyway, for now that's what I'm using to run this set of avionics. And as you can see, it's all synced with the simulator. So for instance, right now we have set on our nav1 the VOR for FLL, and the course is on the radial number 280, radial 280, and you can see that right here, radial 280 out of FLL. And if we come here to the course, is set for 280. Let's see what happens if we move here, and as you can see, it is moving to the left, and 260, and if you come up here, 260. Same goes with the heading. Right now set for 240. You can see here on the dash magenta line. And if we come to our heading, it is set at 240. And if we come switch here, and we can move it to either way. Let's set it up for 270, for example. 270. And if we go now to the mode control panel, and it's set for 270. Also, the altitude is set for 6,000, and it is properly displayed here, 6,000. Speed is set for 133, and speed is set for 133. And if we come down here, we see that 133 is my V2 speed right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire up the engines and give it a quick test.
Approaching minimums. 300. Minimums. 200. Hit rate. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did so, please go ahead and like it. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button. That is it for today, and next video coming up with more updates this week.